asking men if they would provide for their woman.
Well, it just depends.
These are broke men conversations.
Okay.
These are broke men conversations. What are you bringing to the table? What are you going to give me? I want to live in my soft life. I want to be
not
the
his soft
princess.
life.
What are you doing for me? Why don't you court me? Why don't you open my door? Bitch, what size tampon do you use? Because
no.
at this point, it's giving, are you the woman in the relationship? I'm sorry, but this really irritates me when I hear this.
You know, number one, why would I? But what is she doing while I'm working? You know, it's kind of like each relationship now is a 50-50.
То, наверное, да. Вот, потому что все-таки я беру ответственность за человека.
Nah, she has to provide for herself. She's an adult.
Конечно, если жена, это семья, это дети, и, конечно, в идеале, чтобы она уделяла 100% времени воспитанию.
Well, I mean, I would want it to be 50-50. That's the current situation I have. Right?
Если ей не хочется работать, если ей не хочется самореализовываться, ей приятно находиться на моем содержании, почему нет, я могу себе это позволить.
I would. I would probably inspire her to work, just so I can see that there is some motive going in her future.
Жизнь, моя жизненная ситуация устраивает, и я живу с девушкой, я ее содержу.
Она должна другие функции выполнять, а мужчина на своем месте всегда.
There's a viral video going around of American men in Russia.
This is Herschel Walker's son. I did not know this. Let's continue.
Men being asked if they would provide for their wives. Every single American man said no. They said they wanted to go 50-50. One even said, she's an adult, she can provide for herself. They all mocked the idea of providing for their wives. Every single Russian man said yes. They were dumbfounded at the question, actually. One said, it's my wife, of course. They weren't like, well, it's 50-50. What's she bringing to the table? She can get a job. No, they recognized the value and privilege of just having a woman in their lives. We hear a lot of complaints from American men about modern women and how they aren't feminine, but they're not even functioning as providers and protectors. They want women to be their roommates who pay half the bills, provide a maid service for their dusty apartment, and are their bedroom buddy. When these men try to go find wives overseas, the women are always like, I'm not coming back to help you pay bills and lay down with you. Are you crazy? See, these men want women to be feminine, but they have her out in her masculine all day doing more of the heavy lifting and providing than they do. There's no benefit to you, sweetie. If a man wants a relationship with a woman, he needs to step up instead of expecting her to become half a man because he lacks manhood.
And that is actually Christian Walker. Do you know who that is?
I do. That's Herschel Walker's son.
Herschel Walker, that was just tapped to be ambassador to the Bahamas, because we need that.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very difficult, negotiations going on with the Bahamas.
Okay.
Lots of, anyways, but his message, what he's saying, what do you think about it?
I agree. Yeah, I do agree. And here's the thing. When we talk about 50-50, people always think like, if I make $10 and you make $10 and we're both putting in $5 type thing. I don't see 50-50 as being monetary. I see 50-50 as being sweat equity, labor equity, child rearing equity. And I think that in America, there is a sense that it is very monetary. If our rent is $1,000, then we're each paying $500. And I just don't see that fitting with the current landscape that we have in this country. My husband is Canadian. He has a different type of idea of what it means to have a 50-50 household. So I don't equally share monetary responsibilities, but I definitely am in a position to make sure that his life is easier so that he can do what he needs to do for the two of us.
Well, your husband's not broke. And these are broke men conversations.
So I love how they just dismiss men and call every man that they don't agree with broke. How do you know these men are broke? And that's why I told you guys, I can't argue opinions, man. I can argue statistics. So if this woman think that all the men that was in the video was broke, that's crazy. That's the first thing they go to. Let's hear it.
Okay. These are broke men conversations. What are you bringing to the table? What are you going to give me? I want to live in my soft life. I want to be the princess. What are you doing for me? Why don't you court me? Why don't you open my door? Bitch, what size tampon do you use? Because at this point, It's giving, are you the woman in the relationship? I'm sorry, but this really irritates me when I hear this because I miss the times where men were really proud. I saw another video online where a man said the biggest flex is getting your woman out of the workforce, making it where she can do stuff if she wants to, not a control thing, but like I'm making enough money that you don't have to work, but I do appreciate what you do, because we all understand that in most relationships, the woman is going to carry the majority of the load at home.
But you guys heard everything that Claudia Jordan had to say. It was nothing but shame and language. You know how this goes. According to available data, in Russia, someone is generally considered rich if they have a net worth of exceeding $1 million, classifying them as a high net worth individual. However, wealth distribution is highly uneven, with a significant portion of the total wealth concentrated in the hands of a small elite group. So net worth of 1 million is considered rich. Do you think that's the same in America? You could just have 1 million net worth and you're considered like, you know, the top percentage of the population, with a net worth exceeding $30 million categorizes ultra high net worth individuals. The wealth disparity, Russia has a large wealth gap, with the top 1% of the population holding a disproportionate amount of wealth compared to the rest of the population. While there is a traditional expectation in Russia for women to prioritize childcare and housework, it is not accurate to say that most Russian women are stay-at-home wives. Many women in Russia work outside the home, although they may still take on a larger share of domestic responsibilities compared to their partners. And societal pressures can sometimes encourage women to prioritize family over career advancement. So, black women, if you get you a Russian man and you go your ass over there, not only are you going to work, you're going to take on a large responsibility of household responsibilities. So before you start championing a little video saying that Russian men provide and USA men don't, go your ass over there and find out for yourself. In the common Russian household dynamic, both parents usually work. It is more commonly the woman's job than the man's to care for the children and do the housework. However, many modern Russian families have alternative dynamics. For example, parents may be divorced or work in different cities away from their children. Often grandparents will help raise children. Both parents work, sometimes minding the grandchildren for entire holiday periods to give parents time for themselves. So you better have a strong tribe around you. In Russia, the average monthly salary is roughly around 94,900 rubles. That equates to 1,130 US dollars. So Statista says that the average nominal salary in Russia was measured at 73,709 rubles per month in 2023, marking an increase of 8,371 Russian rubles compared to the previous year. So according to the currency app, in 2023, Russian men made $863.41 per month, which equates to $11,224 per year over a 52-week period. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, in 2023, black men made $1,068 per week, which equates to $55,536 per year over a 52-week period. And in comparison to Russian men, that's a $46,124 difference in earnings in favor of black men. And in comparison to American men as a whole, that's a $55,900 difference in earnings. Let's forget all the statistics that I showed you where it says that Russian women tend to work and they take care of the household. Let's forget all that. Black men just need to make more money, but then you champion Russian men for providing, but you won't accept it from black men? Let's refer back to the statistics. Black men make $55,000 per year. That's not enough to provide for y'all? If you're okay with Russian men doing it, what's wrong with black men? I get it. Now, yeah, all you MFs.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right.
I get it. Y'all just don't like black men. It is cool. We get it. We understand the picture. We got it. Black men already make enough money to provide for black women, according to Claudia Jordan. Gotcha.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, they just don't like black men, man. No matter how much money a black man makes, it's never going to be enough. You know, we dusty and broke, but we make a significant amount of more money than Russian men, even though they get praised online for taking care of their wives and girlfriends. Very interesting.